Today, once and for all, we'll figure out how the dollar sign works in Google Sheets. By the way, this sign is also used in Excel. Let's see why it's needed in formulas, how to place it quickly, and how it affects the data. So, we have a simple table. At the top, we have a single price of $5 per item. Below, we have 3 products: apple, banana, and mango. We see that we have 4 apples, 1 banana, and 2 mangoes. We need to calculate how much all the apples, all the bananas, and all the mangoes cost. To do this, in cell C4, let's enter the formula. B4, the cell with the quantity of apples, multiplied by B1, the cell with the single price. Now drag it down to all the products. We see that the cost of bananas is 0, and the cell for the cost of mangoes shows a value error. Let's see what formula appears in these cells. We can see that not only does the product quantity shift down to the next cell, but the price also shifts down. This behavior isn't what we want. Let's go to cell C4 and place a dollar sign before the letter B, then drag down again. We see that this didn't help. Because we locked column B, we put the dollar sign before B. But since we're working with the same column, dragging down in column C, it doesn't affect our result. If we had dragged the formula to column D, for example, we would see that the price column did not shift to the right and didn't turn into column C. However, if we dragged it down, the value would still shift downward. I think you've already guessed that we need to lock not just the column but also the row. So let's place a dollar sign before the number 1 as well and drag the formula down again. Now we get the correct values. We place the dollar sign by pressing it on the keyboard, which is not always convenient. It's much more convenient to use hotkeys. Let's remove the dollar signs from the formulas and try using them this way. Go to Edit mode in the cell by double-clicking on it or pressing F2. Press F4 on Windows, or, if needed, Fn plus F4 on some Windows or Mac laptops. If you press once, it locks both the column and the row. If you press again, it locks only the row. If you press a third time, it locks only the column. Finally, if you press F4 a fourth time, the lock is removed. This is a cyclical action, meaning the lock options change in a loop. Thus, the dollar sign is used to freeze the address of a row, a column, or both at once. For example, when using the VLOOKUP formula, you need to remember to lock the range. But we'll talk about that in other lessons. Here we've seen that you have to pay attention and keep track of which lock you need in order to get the correct results.